everyone, and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, and I definitely didn't really injure myself trying to grab some alcohol during an intro video, but back today for the third and final episode of our series of Low Fantasy Gaming. We're very excited to get started today and to dive into what's going to be a spooky adventure filled with scary rat people and disease. So let's get into it. Let's remind ourselves of who we are and who we're playing today. Let's start with Drake. How's it going today, Drake?
Hey, it's going great. I'm Drake Finney. You can find me as Drake Finney on all social medias. Today I'll be playing Balthazar, the old, wise, or wisecracking monk who is showing some roguish tendencies as the adventure goes on.
Fantastic. And we have Foxfire with us today. Charlotte, how's it going?
It is going pretty decently. How about you?
It was going pretty well until about 40 seconds ago. It's getting better.
Good. I'm Charlotte. I am known as Foxfire22, FOXFYRE22 on Twitters and other spaces on the internet. I am going to be reprising my role as Fiona, the one half of the dynamic duo of half-elves. And yeah, we will see where this takes us tonight, and if you can go 2 for 2. 2 days, 2 kills.
I was explaining
no
beforehand.
pressure.
I accidentally killed someone yesterday.
Accidentally,
I really
on
didn't
purpose.
mean to. Yeah. It's sad
It's
because
okay.
when I actually try, I can't. So I kind of... So, you know.
Well, you know, the way that
I'm just
went
gonna
down
not
was
try.
actually, it's pretty epic. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was an
We
epic
got,
scene in that one.
Yeah, it was a good one. Hopefully we can replicate it today. Staffan, how's it going tonight, my friend?
Oh, it's going great. Well, I hope the toe recovers. But in a good course. I'm Staffan TJ on just about anything and everywhere. Tonight I'm going to be playing, once again, Harold, the human artificer, mid-40s, carrying a lot of very stinky and very well-packed gear, and we'll see how long that lasts.
Definitely emphasis on the stinky when it comes to all that. Fantastic. And we have Cleric Accord with us today. Cleric, how's it going?
It's going if I can find the mute button. Hello, I'm Kat. I'm at Cleric of Cord. It's good to be back. Missed this group. A lot of fun. And if you stayed over from Once Upon a Time, then this will be a completely different feel for you. And but I will be playing Leona, or Leo, the half-elf rogue and twin of Fiona. Ready to do some dagger.
Yes. Amazing. So, before we get started today, I'll remind you guys of what we're playing today. We're sponsored by Low Fantasy Gaming. Go over to their website, lowfantasygaming.com, to check it out. You can download the free PDF there on their website, or over on Drive4RPG, where you can find a bunch of different materials, PDFs, adventures that we have played through. One of them, in fact, which is the Blight over Brindlewald, which is another fantastic one, which you can pick up for free over on Drive-Thru. So definitely go check those guys out. I had an amazing Kickstarter recently, and we're playing here to show off some of the mechanics of what low fantasy gaming can be. As you might suspect, it is a low fantasy gaming world, but it's sort of setting agnostic, so you can put it in any game. You could be playing this in Warhammer, you could be playing this in your own homebrew world, whatever you want, really. It's a great set of mechanics to be playing along to. Let's see what else. We're sponsored today by fantasygrounds.com, our virtual tabletop of choice, on which we're playing low fantasy gaming on. You can go download it for free via Steam or via their website, fantasygrounds.com. Wellinggames.co.uk is a go-to destination for tabletop war games, board games, and more, up to 20% off the retail value. And then last but not least, you can head over to tabletoploot.com to check out all of their beautiful, sexy dice over there. And when we hit 20 retweets on this tweet, we will give you guys away a set of tabletop loot dice. So go ahead, get that going. Oh, and of course, you can donate to the game at any point too, giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. So let's remind ourselves of what happened last time on the show, because These guys have been exploring the town of Brindewald and trying to cure it of the pink scab palsy, which is a disease, a virulent disease, which has struck and started to kill many of its inhabitants. The party have managed to trace it back to a bunch of rat people that they call themselves the Scrats, who live themselves in the sewers, but seems like they may originally have come from the mines and the mountains, where it's claimed that they have millions of them. They went into the sewers, got one of them back, for inspection with the apothecary, who's starting to come up with some kind of cure. But the problem is that there's a ton of these rat people down in the sewers that they need to get rid of somehow. They have met with the leader of the miners, who's going to help them and assist them in maybe showing them around the mines where possibly the Scrat infestation is coming from. So they've got a couple of options. They may try and kill them all, or they may just try and get rid of them and send them back into the mountains where they came from. So that is the quest for today, I suppose. So I think we ended things off in the evening, you guys getting a rest, so we can pick back up in the morning, where it's planned for you guys to assist the miners in a little expedition out there to inspect the mines. And the forge down there. So before we get started, a quick reminder what you guys look like, because it has been a whole couple of weeks since last we saw your characters. So Balthazar, what does Balthazar look like?
Balthazar looks like your aged wise dwarf, the gray and silver in the beard coming down, as I notice my own gray on camera. Ouch. Bald head, and of course the ponytail out the back, gray as well. And leather-looking skin, a little on the thinner side because he stopped his adventuring because of an accident in a mine one time. So who knows, a little phobia might start creeping up going back in there again.
Fantastic. And what about Fiona?
Fiona looks a lot like Leona. So.
You can't remember for that.
Average appearance, brown hair, brown eyes, nothing too spectacular about either one of them. She just got some new gear from our last session that should be waiting for us, I think, when we get at it. But aside from that, I think that might be it.
Alrighty. And Leona, how does Leona look different to Fiona?
Leona's fairly plain looking. I mean, they're nondescript would be the best words to describe Fiona and Leona. Very nondescript, blending into the background, just average looking, and they kind of like it that way. And makes it easier to stay out of the attention of the people who might want to speak to you just because somebody's purse went missing.
Nobody expects the average.
True.
Exactly.
True. Except in England. So Stafford, what does Harold look like?
Harold is your perfectly normal, average, 40-something, old quartering dodger. He wanders around in what is now a brand new suit, on account of the old one had an accident, of essentially studded hide armor. However, of course, there are already a few acid burns and so forth, just sort of artistically spattered all over it. Along with his patented wooden backpack that holds the wooden bottles with spray attachments, with a "do not put beware of metal" stickers all over them.
Nice. So let's pick back up in the morning then. I think, if I remember correctly, it was the plan to head with the miners to the mines to scout out the mines this morning. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. So you guys, in fact, you're staying in very nice beds and being waited on hand and foot right now, seeing as Burgomaster Shand has sort of lost his mind, and Vinici, the apothecary, had kind of stepped in along with you guys, and he's promised you guys, as much assistance and money as you need to get this problem sorted. So you get out of your silken sheets and get some breakfast ready for the morning, and head out with the miners. Now, a group of dwarf miners lead you up the mountain for about an hour's walk, bit of a trek, really. So kind of tough going if you're not used to doing too much backpacking across a mountain. But finally, you come to the entrance of the mines, and you're introduced to a 4'6" dwarven male who looks like he's pretty drunk for just past dawn. His name is Master Smith Rathbogan, and he is somewhat, I guess, swaying a little bit on his feet at the entrance to the mines. And he says, excuse me, what are you doing here? Are you the miners? You look a bit tall.
You look a bit short.
Ed Miner sent us.
Oh. What for?
Oh, just to see where you've been letting all the monsters come in.
Oh, right. Wait. What?
Yeah, we are here to hold you personally responsible.
We heard you had a bit of a rat problem.
The old, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Personally responsible, is this another one of those inspection things? Because we don't do those here.
What inspections? Well, we do now.
Isn't that surprising?
I mean, technically, there is a rule book, but we threw it out a long time ago, and no one's found another copy since. So really, we've just been going, Anyway, I can show you around, but that's for when it comes to personal responsibility. And so that's not me. That's not mine. There's another guy who comes here, and he runs the place mostly.
Who might that be?
Oh, I don't remember his name. Something with a B, maybe a D. I don't know. He'll come by some other time. I'm sure. Maybe we just pick a name, eh? Eh? Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, know what you're saying. So, what are these little pink rats that you've been running into lately?
I haven't run into them for a while, but way back, but then we closed them all off, just for safety, so you don't get too many of them. But I can show you where they are if you want.
Yeah, we need to find out where that is, because we think they've kind of decided to detour towards the city after you closed them off.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, that's not our fault. The rats don't spread plague, so I guess it's fine. Go on then, let's head in. Huh?
How bad does he look? Does he have anything on him?
He looks like he's probably quite wealthy. But the problem is that he also looks quite drunk, and he's probably been this way for quite some time. He's got the look of someone who's very drunk very regularly. And so his clothing is sort of stained with alcohol, and he smells pretty bad.
Any pink scabs, though?
No pink scabs. Looks pretty safe there. Presumably because if they've been diverting all of the plague rats away from the mines and into the city, that anyone out here is probably okay. It looks like But look at his surroundings. It looks like he probably lives here. So the dwarves in the mines have been okay. Plus whatever credence you give to maybe natural resistances that dwarves might have to things like plagues and diseases. They're typically more hardy than other kin. But he sort of sways on inside and starts leading you through the mines and says, it's going to be like, I don't know, an hour's walk. You okay with that? You want a drink before we go?
No, I think you've drank enough for us all.
You sure?
I'm going to catch up to him, try and put my arm around him a little bit, like a little bit of a buddy move. But since he's a little bit shorter than I am, I kind of get it right around his head. And I'm going to tell him that before we go any further, let's talk about our friend, Mr. Gold. We wouldn't want to have a unfavorable inspection while we're here.
Is that so? What would the inspection mean?
Whether or not you get to keep your job, keep the mine open, a heavy fine, kicked out of the mine, forced to live in the city.
Yeah.
You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
I hear the sewer jacks are always hiring.
Okay, well, I don't exactly have much coin on me, but I do have a lot of drink. If you want, some alcohol or something like that, I could part with some, I guess. I mean,
do you have anything higher than a 150 proof?
Sure, certainly. I mean, all of it is. I don't really drink the lesser stuff,
Okay, well, we'll take some of that. You can give it to Harold, and he'll hold it for us.
All right.
As long as anything that's flammable, he'll take it.
Sure. He does.
I would say that we probably want to keep any open flames away from his breath as well. It seems rather flammable in of itself.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So he hands it over and continues down the mines for a while, for, as he promised, about an hour's walk or so, until you come to a block in the path, which looks as though it's been man-made, because there's a huge amount of fallen stone and rubble, and then a bunch of wooden planks which have been put over it to block off the entrance from anyone. And he kind of points towards it and says, "See, we caved it in and put up a bunch of wood and stuff so that you couldn't get in there. Not easy, at least, just in case. We figured it was too much trouble and it was worth in the end."
Did you ever plan on going back through again?
Not really. I mean, all the rich vein is used up, so wasn't much need to. I mean, I could show you around. There's another path if you needed to get through there and take a look at what's going on, but as you can see, it's all in ship condition down here. So no need for any more inspections,
Yeah, we need to see the other side of this wall. And now we can't go through it because, I don't know, you being a dwarf, I think you'd put a door in.
This is a door. It's just,
Open
They are
it.
called dwarfs. They're not called dwarfs.
Thank you.
Rude.
That was rude. Yep.
Takes one to know one.
Open it.
Open it up. Are you sure about that?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
What if these rat things come through like you've been saying?
Mm-hmm. Open it.
All right. It'll take me a while. I got to blast it open. All the stone and stuff. But we can do. Give me an hour or so. You stay here. I'll get a bunch of explosives. Come back, blow it all up, and you guys can take a look through. Does that sound good?
I look at Harold.
Explosive sounds good.
All right then. So as promised, he runs off, and a few minutes later returns with a bunch of explosives and a couple of other dwarves with him as well. He says, "You might want to get a bit further back, you know, just a little bit."
Harold will back off half a step or so.
I'll back up a few more steps than that.
All right. Yeah. So as promised, your friend lays down a ton of explosives, and as you step back, sets fire to a fuse on what looks to be a kind of stick of dynamite, I suppose. And there is an almighty bang. A few seconds later, the corridor shakes, the stones shake as well, and there's a moment where it suddenly feels incredibly uncomfortable for a moment, as though the whole cave might come in, and he shouts, "Oh shit, that might have been a bit much!" But maybe a minute later, the shaking and dust coming from the ceiling ceases, and the rest of the dwarves nervously look around to see if anything else is about to fall. And after that minute or so of silence, he says, "All right, that's fine. Just like we intended. That's good. That's good right there."
Hey, Harold, I think we found you your soulmate.
Harold is busy making a note on a piece of scrap skin. Good quality explosives. Tick.
So the entrance is open to you now. I mean, it's a tunnel leading onwards. You can't see much further down it, but as promised, he has opened it up for you. So he says,
What do we hear?
You're gonna have to go on. So there's silence for the minute which follows. It doesn't seem like anything's coming out of there immediately, but there's presumably a lot of tunnel to explore. You do actually see some dead rats as well.
I'm sure you would be happy to give us a guided tour.
No, I wouldn't actually. I'd be very unhappy about that.
Actually, yes, I think you would.
I can sing to you if I need to change your mind.
Sing to me.
She's got a wonderful voice.
Oh, she really does.
Or you
Entrancing.
come first, and then I can put on a little bit of a show for everyone afterwards
Okay.
as our showing of gratitude.
All right. Sure. I'll lead you a little wee ways. It's not too far from here.
I light a torch and gesture for him to go ahead as I follow behind him.
Mm-hmm. He continues
Keep an eye
onwards.
around the ceiling and just make sure that it'll do a quick once and say, okay, yeah. So if we need to bring this down in a hurry, those are the remaining supports after what's left.
Right. Cool. So he leads you onwards. Unless you've got some good dark vision here, you're most likely going to need some torches to continue onwards. The dwarves don't seem to mind, of course. Leads you away along. Plenty of skittering and scattering noises of rats, and the little kind of squeaking of a large group of them seems to follow you through the tunnel, and the smell of animal and where animals have been living for a while begins to assail your nostrils. You recognize it because it's the same smell of the nests that you found previously in the sewers, and he kind of curses and says, "Oh shit. You know, that smell wasn't here before. Like, how many of these things are there, do you think?"
According to them, millions.
Whatever one of them is.
Yeah. I mean, I know they breed like rats, but... Cool. This one's a big, too, look. And he points to one of the big rats, which is skittering along the side of the tunnel, which is about the size of a dog. So pretty damn big for a rat.
Do they look plagued?
For sure. Yeah, they're all carrying the pink scab palsy.
Yeah. They get even larger from what I understand.
How big?
I point to Harold and go, that big.
Yeah, right. You're joking, right?
No.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
not.
And they'll even hold a conversation with you.
I'm starting to think we should have kept that hole back there blocked up.
Well, you see, something in here is helping these things breed, and we need to put an end to it, because either way, they're going to keep popping out.
You mean like a big one that's making the babies?
Mm-hmm. Kind of like an old bee's hive.
Yeah. And we're going to the... this seems like a job for someone else at this point, you know? Seems like you.
Well, somebody has to lead us down here.
I mean, it's a straight shot. Just keep going forwards and you'll find whatever it is you're looking for. You can give me a bad review, I don't care.
You're sure it's straightforward?
Yeah, just straight down.
What's to keep your men from blowing it up behind us if we let you go back?
I wouldn't do that. Don't worry. And plus, I think we used all of the explosives on that.
Is there a way to check if I think he's telling the truth or not?
For sure, you could roll a insight check.
Insight check.
Which is charisma based.
Charisma. All right, so I have a +1. Oh, I don't think that's very good. Oh, wait,
No, you can't get a great read on him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty drunk. It does strike you that maybe the idea of blowing it up behind him hadn't occurred to him until now, but that doesn't mean that now he has the idea he wouldn't do it.
Okay. I look at Balthazar, thinking he's probably got a better read on this guy than I would, as to whether or not his fellow dwarf is going, and another dwarf would do that to the group.
Yeah, Harold, you could roll a insider.
Yeah, Harold does a regular success.
You don't think he's lying to you?
Yeah.
He's, he's a coward, but it doesn't seem like he's a dastardly coward.
Just thinking ahead a little bit. I mean, we may need to close the tunnel in a hurry as we depart. Our job well done. Would you be able to send somebody down to the stores just to make sure that there isn't any explosives left that we might be able to take with us?
I can probably go and find some, but I mean, we've come a ways. It's going to take us an hour or two. Maybe if you can wait here, sure.
Well, Harold, instead of us waiting for this, what do you have in your pack that we could use as an explosive? You have to have something in there.
In my pack?
Well,
Or is?
In his.
Well, I gave them the alcohol. That might do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the other chemicals and stuff that he has.
The alcohol would certainly be a low grade. There's some very potent acids. They tend not to explode that well, but they'll eat through anything. So we could certainly remove the supports and have the tunnel just self-collapse.
I mean, if you knock the fuck out of some of those structures there, and I'm going to point to the hard pieces of wood which have been holding up the mine, that'll take it all down. I mean, the pressure from the stones alone is going to do that for you. Most of the work, that is. You won't need explosives as such, but if you got a wall in your way like we did back there, then you're going to have to blow the shit out of it with some dynamite. But for your purposes, good axe maybe.
Hey, Harold. What if we just touched acid on the support beams, gave us time to go find this queen or whatever it is, knock it out, and then get out of here? You know, a little race against the clock.
Or we just bring the whole roof in on the queen herself. Squish.
Yeah, but I want to make sure she's dead. I just don't want to trust it to a cave-in.
I would say as we're heading out, but yeah. Let's go down and see what we can see. I mean, she can't be that big.
We can always start her on fire first and then bring the ceiling down on her.
I look at our dwarven companion and go, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to send the guys to go get as much explosives as you can. And when we come out, I want this whole thing to come crashing down to end all of them.
Okay, I can try. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
well, we're down there taking care of business.
You're saying that there's a queen somewhere down here in the mountain, but there's also like a bunch in the sewers, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you get rid of these ones, what are you going to do about the ones in the sewers?
We'll end up letting the city guard help clean them up in the sewer jacks all the way to where we cave it in.
Okay.
But I want this mountain to pretty much drop on them.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can give it a go at least. You said you could talk to them. Can you just ask them to leave or something?
Yeah, their little scout already said they ain't going anywhere. They like it down here.
Huh.
It seems that you're mining into their home. And when you blocked off the mine, some of these tunnels, you blocked off access to their home, so they went into the city.
And they like the way those filthy humans live better.
I see. Well,
It would
I'll
be
set
nice
the
if we
ring.
knew. Would be nice if we knew where the sewer runs in through the tunnels from the mountains.
Well, I can show you it's down here. Well, I say show you. I mean, you can go there yourselves. Take the next two rights, and that's where you'll get to it.
All right.
All right then. Well, I'll get everything sorted here, and you guys you do your thing. All right. Okay then.
Much appreciated.
He waves, takes a swig from his drink, and heads back down along the tunnel from the way you came.
All right, you guys, what do you think? Do we go check out where it connects to the mountain, or would you go for the queen?
Queen.
Queen. And then we blow work next to the mountain.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, marching order. Who wants to go first?
Harold, no.
Well, we can't let Harold hold the torch.
Yeah, let's stick Harold in the very
I
back.
get-
I'll be third in line, and then either one of you two can go in the front.
I'll take point. I'll take point. So
All right, and
Yeah.
Leo will hold on to the torch, but if she needs both hands, she'll pass it off to her sister to hold.
okay. Because I was going to make the very bad pun. If you give me the torch, it's low light.
Truly
Yeah.
some low light vision.
Yeah.
All right then.
That's awful.
So Balthazar, you can roll us a detection roll here, which is based on your perception.
Alrighty. Oh, okay. It's not going to do it for me. There it goes.
Bang. So Balthazar, you're sort of plodding along down this tunnel, and you see that there are openings both to the left and to the right of you, and you can make out the sound of some chittering, I guess, coming from either side. And it looks like one of these leads into chambers from which you hear the skittering coming from. Down the end of the corridor is more darkness, but presumably it leads further inwards down a tunnel, which you've been directed to continue along the path. But the chittering is quite loud on either side, and you're nervous about just walking down the middle of this tunnel, knowing both the traps that these creatures lay, but also the fact that you could easily be ambushed from either side by entering in.
Guys, it just don't feel right. This feels like we're boxing ourselves in here. We got noise on the sides and, wonder how many of those bear traps are in front of us.
So what do we do?
The chittering on the
Well-
sides, there's a glowing eyes with it when we hold the flame towards it, or is it just down those pipes?
It doesn't look as though they've noticed you yet. Whatever might be inside there. Seems like you're both fairly unaware of each other. There are definitely creatures in there. They could be just rats, or they could be the larger humanoid scrats, as they've named themselves. But you can't see them without getting closer, but you suspect that this would be a pretty good place to ambush anyone who's coming in here.
Could we take some of those bottles of alcohol, stuff a bit of cloth into the neck of it, light it, and toss it in there?
Certainly
Good.
could. Do you want to do that?
I wonder if Harold would be tempted to do that.
We talking like Molotov cocktail
Well,
of sorts?
I think I have an idea. I've got Mildred here, and he pats his trusty crossbow. Oh,
Ah.
1 second, and he'll grab a piece of cloth, wrap it round a bolt, get a bit of the one something 150, 180, whatever it happens to be, proof on there. Now, did somebody bring a light? I tend not to carry them for obvious reasons.
You're muted, Cat.
Oh, of course, we got the torch. So yes.
man.
Sorry.
just-
I held out the torch to him.
put it in the torch, and so it's lit and fired off down the passageway.
Absolutely. So you basically lob it down the passage into one of the... do you want to let it like straight down the middle, or do you want to throw it into one of the chambers either side where you suspect creatures might be in? Like, is it a distraction or is it an attack?
Into the chamber on the left.
Okay. Excellent. Yes. So you lob it in there, in the chamber on the left, and immediately you hear squealing and chittering. A few moments later, you see that there is quite clearly some humanoid rat creatures on fire in that chamber, and it looks like there are some readying themselves from the other chamber on the right-hand side with weaponry and the like, who are going to try and come out to see what's going on. You now have a choice whether or not to stand and try and fight these creatures, or to try and sneak past them into their chamber beyond.
They're distracted. Let's try sneaking.
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna have to fight them though when we come our way out.
All right.
Alrighty, let's have some stealth checks from the party. Believe in you
Oh,
all.
last time that went real well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that looks good.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. Oh wow, but the rest of you guys are killing it.
Yeah, they are.
So,
Well, apart
thing
from
is that-
Harold failing by 2.
oh, Harold. Rest in pepperonis. But it looks like Leona and Fiona like super succeeded.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the two of you, and because Harold didn't fail by much, also got a pretty hard fail, but as a group stealth check, you guys have done pretty well. You managed to grab Harold. I want to say that like both Leona and Fiona grab a Harold and a Balthazar, respectively, one of them, and sort of pull them back into the shadows. They're like walking with torches out in the middle of the hallway, like making loud noises, like, "Oh, I wonder what's going on in there." And you sort of shut them up and bring them into the cloaks of darkness. And you watch as no less than 6 of these humanoid ratmen come out of the tunnel from the chamber on the right and across to the left where there's the fire started to see what's happening. They don't spot you as you pass them by, but it's pretty close there for a moment. If Balthazar or Harold had lingered for any longer, it's clear that they would have ran headfirst into this brigade of rat creatures. So slipping further into the tunnel and away from the creatures in the fire, presumably you guys want to head on, or do you want to stay where you are, head back? The creatures are all in one place at this point.
No, we're gonna head on.
Yeah.
And is Balthazar in a lead again?
Balthasar sounds like he's being carried.
He's being gently guided forward by Leona's hand on his shoulder.
Occasionally his head smack.
And she's just kind of pushed. She's got a hand on his shoulder, just kind of pushing him forward in front of her. Keep walking. Keep walking.
It's like she's got a gun to the back of his head.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing.
The other option was
So-
to grab him by the ear and drag him along.
Yep. So you come across next what looks to be a damaged tunnel. It looks like recent tremors have opened large cracks in this section of tunnel, dropping large chunks of rocks to the floor. The ceiling looks like it's in a precarious state, and looks like it may be close to collapse. There's sort of bits of dust coming through. It looks like it may, in fact, be close to moving. Now, you don't feel confident about heading through this part of the tunnel, seeing as it looks like rocks have recently fallen. Looks like no one's died yet, but the fear of rocks falling and everyone dying is prevalent in this section of the tunnel.
Great. Wonderful. Whatever you do, don't sneeze hard.
Excellent advice for the dungeon. How do you guys want to? How do you guys want to proceed here?
Quietly.
Yes.
That works so well.
I want to take out like some rags or some cloth, I'm going to. It's an old trick I learned, and I wrap them around Harold's shoes, and then around Balthazar's shoes to muffle the sound of the boots on the stone, and then I'll do the same thing with Fiona and then Leo's shoes, just so we move a little bit more quietly through this section. Our boots and shoes won't make as much sound off the rock.
Okay. Are you heading slowly or swiftly onwards?
Swiftly?
What about
This is like
moderately?
choose your own adventure.
Yeah. Leo's
Go to page
thinking
6.
slow. Leo's thinking slow and careful, and then at the first sign of trouble, you run like hell.
And Balthazar is just, no, I want out from under this part of the cave run now. No.
Okay.
Live through
We
this
can-
once.
how long is the part of the tunnel that looks sketchy?
30 feet.
Okay. Yeah, so like Leona was saying, we'll kind of move deftly, and then if something happens, then we beat
Not
feet
so
and get the hell out.
Okay. So if anyone's moving quietly, they can roll me a stealth check. It looks like the group is going to roll a stealth check here to try and move slowly and quietly through.
Look at that, Fantasy Grounds coming through for me for once.
Thank God for a Dex of 17.
Hey, there it is. And I think that is a success from Harold as well, if that was the 3.
It's
Yeah.
even a special success at that. At half,
A special
half required.
success. you fix the ceiling as you move past. You move past
Amazingly
so
pulls
quietly.
out the motor. Yeah.
It just
Hang on,
starts
I can see if this rock fits just there.
It's just a puzzle pieces. Push it right back in there like it's an organ that you're just putting back into the stomach. Yeah. You move past the damaged tunnel deftly, and yeah, it looks like you're safely through. Only problem being, if you have to swiftly come back, that could be a problem, or perhaps it could be used to your advantage, because taking out one of the supports would make for a very easy cave-in here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the tunnel, there is a manhole at the end of the floor, which looks like it might lead into a sewer. And Balthazar's the first one to come across this, as he's in the lead. Or actually, maybe he's not. I think Leona and Balthazar together might still be in the lead.
Yeah.
She's still encouraging me to take a couple more steps ahead of her
Right.
by the back of the head. So. All right. You want me to move this manhole?
Is that where we think the queen is? It's down this way?
Makes sense to me. This is the first part of the sewers.
Let's do it.
All
right.
Okay. Balthazar, you open it up and head down along an iron rung ladder. But as you open it up, can you roll me a luck check?
No.
No.
No, I can't. And you fail. Success? I think it must be,
Yay!
unless you're a very unlucky person.
No, that's good. We like this.
Luckily for you, you don't remember exactly that all of the Scrat's handles are covered in disease.
Right.
But luckily for you, you don't seem to have immediately caught it as you open it up, and it swings out into an iron ladder. At least as you kind of like quickly wipe it off as you remember this sort of thin film of disgusting sort of slime. It doesn't seem like it's immediately spreading.
I grabbed one of the bottles out of Harold's pack of the 151 proof and just kind of pour it over Balthazar's hands and tell him to, do this.
You're wasting the alcohol. What are you doing?
Cleaning your hands off so you don't get the palsy.
Oh, that's right. Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rubbing more.
Okay.
Be good for surgery after this.
Yep. Alrighty, so you head down the iron rung. And as you do so, you come to the familiar but nonetheless still disgusting stench of the sewers. Balthazar, detection check. So you're the first one down, my friend.
Don't notice a thing.
So everyone, including Balthazar, will notice this, but but Balthazar doesn't notice anything in addition. You notice that the sort of cistern that you've come to, with the sludge, slime, and filth flowing freely down below you, something big just moved under the water, and I use the term water liberally, but you don't see what it is.
It moved under the water?
Something's in the water.
Now, is this the water we're standing in, or is this the water a little bit ways
So
out?
I'm letting you guys be on the ladder right now. So you're like coming down the ladder, and you're like mid-animation, when you're you're like going down the ladder, mid-animation down it, you've stopped. You could slide down the ladder if you held down shift, but you're not going to right now. Yeah, that's where you're at. You can jump down if you wanted to one of the sidewalks, one of the wooden slatted sidewalks, which are pretty slimy and filthy, which is the easiest bit of ground to get to.
I'll look back up to the crew up there and, something swimming down there. Something big.
I'm starting to think that this is not our problem anymore. We got paid. We have some decent cash. I think it's time to move on to the next town.
Yeah, but what happens when this town gets taken out by this thing? And then it moves to the next town and the next town. We're just going to keep outrunning it?
Queen. We got to at least try to take out the queen.
This thing
I'm
got
keeping
me,
my mouth shut
family.
at this point.
I guess I'll swing out
You're
to
in.
that area of sidewalk you talked about. Try to get to it.
Okay, yep, you could just go down a ladder and it drops you off on one of the sidewalks, and Balthazar is down there alone on some flimsy-looking wooden slats with something big in the water. Anyone else want to follow
How
him down?
far? Yeah, from the bottom of the ladder to the water, how far is it?
The ladder's maybe 20 feet. The ceilings are pretty low in the sewer.
Yeah, I'll very carefully join Balthazar, and I'm ready with my to rapidly deploy my weapons as needed.
Okay.
I want to try to, look around and see if I can tell what's moving, what's not moving, what the diameter might be of this thing.
You can roll another detection.
You may be muted again, Kat.
Sorry. One of those nights. I have something called the blind sense. It's a rogue ability that allows me to heighten my senses.
Heighten your sentences. Really
yes,
high
heighten my senses. Yes. For poor visibility, having the usual penalty. Yep. So, anyways, it lets me. Yeah, so it's 1d6 times 10 minutes.
Nice.
40 minutes.
Fantastic. Yeah, you get the sense then of like the tremors, I guess, of the creature just moving through the sewers of the water, and like the sense of the ripples as they move across. Balthazar, is that success for you with your perception?
Yes.
Nice. And then both of you are aware of a creature that's in the water, which by your estimation could be as long as about 80 feet in length. And it seems as though it could be some kind of worm-like creature from a little shot that you get of it as it comes out of the water for a second.
Does it seem interested in us?
It's difficult to say, but it does seem to be in the area, and it hasn't moved away from the area yet that you guys are close to. It hasn't got any closer yet, but it could be that it's just waiting.
Is there a pebble or something like that I could try throwing further down in the water, seeing if they can get it to go that direction away from us?
Yeah, do you want to throw a little plop in sewer water down the end of the tunnel?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
as far down in the direction away from where we want to go.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem to move from the area. It's like moving in circles, almost like a shark. Although maybe you don't know what a shark is, but like a wolf.
Now
There it is.
on the other side of the bank, of the other side of the sewer, if it's circling, if we're on the sidewalk and it's circling, what's on the other side of where it's keeping its perimeter?
So it's the other side of the cistern, basically. So you've got on either side, 5 foot diameter sidewalks that lead down the end of the tunnel. In the center is the water where the creature seems to be circling around. So it's not circling anything in particular. The other side of the sewer looks like it's just more walkway. So kind of identical to the side that you're on at the moment.
Can we see it really well though? Because if it's circling but not attacking, it might be protecting. So I'm wondering if there's something on the other side, like the younglings.
Maybe if
you haven't spotted any on your perception check thus far.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be.
I think it doesn't see. It's not interested in movement. If it had thought that there was something to go after with that rock in the water, it would have gone that direction. I don't think it's interested in attacking. I think it's just, like you said, protecting. I think if we just get down here, move, not disturb it, not attack it, we'll be all right.
Well,
We just want to stay out of the water.
Yeah, but if you notice, there's no other ones around. It's just this thing. Usually
Maybe
you
it
get
ate all the
hives.
other ones.
In hive mentalities, they usually keep the other things away from the youngins so they don't get eaten as food.
Right. I think we just need to move on. I think we need to just leave it and move on. if it was going to attack, it would have attacked us by now. You and I have been standing down here for a few minutes.
All right.
Makes sense?
Makes sense to me.
All right.
Come on down, you two.
Just be careful and stay out of the water. Can I toss a rope up to them on the ladder to help them down?
Yeah. You guys want to come down the rope?
Sure.
Sure.
Tie this off onto the ladder and kind of make it a little bit easier to get down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be the next one in line, so I would tie it down and then try and shimmy down the rope, I'm assuming.
Yep. Harold's going down as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Feet on the rungs and hands on the rope just to keep them off the red palsy.
Absolutely. So, yeah, you head down, and the four of you, you're going to begin your journey across the wooden sort of slats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Excellent. You do so. And it's not long as you head down here, maybe after the first minute, that you can tell that this creature is following you through the water. Up ahead, there is what looks to be the end of the wooden slats on this side of the cistern, and a bridge over to the other side, where there continues to be a path. But it looks like the wooden slats here long ago fell down into the sewer. So the only way across is a somewhat precarious-looking wooden slat bridge where the creature has followed you to.
Well, there's only
I
one
turn back
direction to go.
I turn back
Right.
and tell Harold to get his crossbow ready. Make sure it's knocked and loaded.
Oh, Betty's quite ready, he says, and the way that he fumbles the bolt into it is most disturbing.
A lot of things that Harold does are most disturbing.
Now, I just have to look. I want to look and see if Harold's put any special tips on this, or if it's just a straight bolt.
Right now, it's just a stray bolt.
Okay.
It's just a tip right now.
Yeah, it hasn't even been accidentally dropped into the sewage water to pick something up on the way up.
All right.
Cannot leave him the openings.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah. Well, Leo, take her. She's got her whip handy, and she's gonna try and make her way carefully across the bridge.
Okay.
Now, you said the slats look rickety, right?
For sure.
Okay, I'm going to use my staff then to kind of tap as we get going on them to make sure that it's going to support our weight. Instead of just hitting it with the foot and going through.
We should be doing this one at a time, too. I don't think we should all be on this bridge at once.
Agreed.
I'll go first, because if it's going to hold me, it's going to hold everybody else.
All right. Let's tie a rope around you just in case.
Sounds good.
I've had my bath this week.
Yeah. You fall in, you're going to get another one.
Yeah, that's why you use safety nets.
All right, so I'll go across, tapping the boards as I go with the stick to make sure they're going to hold my weight.
All right. It seems like it should hold at least one person at a time, although you wouldn't much like to all be crossing it at the same time, so that's probably a good idea. It's 20 feet across, so you can make it in a move action.
Okay.
The creature seems to be lying in wait below.
Now, as I move across, does it stay with the three of them, or does it follow me kind of across?
Well, as you move across, funny you should say that, Balthazar. As you move across, the creature rears its head from the water, and this sewer-drenched creature, which looks now more to be like a leech than it does a worm, with a huge mouth of chittering and pulsing rows of teeth. It's got 3 rows of teeth which run around its mouth inwards. It kind of screeches out of the water, and it's going to use its reaction to try and hurt you.
Kind of like a lamprey.
Kind of like a lamprey.
Can I try attacking it as it's going after him as soon as it appears?
Yeah, so we're going to roll initiative here. It actually gets its reaction off as it's been basically holding an action.
Okay.
So
I've got a rope around. Why do I feel like bait?
unfortunately, it rolled a natural 1, which usually would be good in this game, except for combat when you're actually trying to roll high over an AC. So that's good.
I rolled 1 for an initiative as well.
You could try to roll high for initiative as well, right? I'm not misremembering that. Let's see. Actually, maybe we'll try to roll low. Let's go to the chapter.
Yeah, I was going to say.
PDF, I summon you. Combat.
No, bad PDF.
Okay, makes a PDF. Oh yeah, this is easy. If each PC makes a dex check, if you fail, you act after the monster. If you succeed, you act before the monster. So I think maybe Harold fails.
Harold fails.
Oh. Does everyone else succeed?
Yes.
And with a 1, I wildly succeed.
Wild
you do.
success.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, we'll put you in sort of like Leona, then Balthazar, then the monster, and then Harold. See what we'll do things in. So it jumps out of the sewer toward this 80-foot-long monstrosity and tries to chomp you into oblivion. But unfortunately, for it misses entirely, perhaps disoriented from being out of the water, and sort of shakes its head around as it chomps into the wooden slats. Although it does immediately destroy about 5 feet of the wooden bridge across. There's going to be a jump needed for Balthazar if he's going to try and cross it here at the moment. But we'll head into initiative. Yeah. So let's have Leona going first. As she got out to touch me. Leona, what would you like to do?
All right. Is the target going to be considered surprised?
It is not surprised.
Okay. So I've got a real nice whip with a melee reach of 10 feet that I'm going to be attacking this thing with. So that's a 15. I don't know what I add to this. I'm trying to recall.
Let's look at the chapter. That's initiative.
I think combat's just strength they add to it.
Yeah, it's just strength now. Yeah, because it's your level bonus, but at level 1 you don't have one,
Yeah.
so it just.
All right. So I have a
thing
0
you
for a
take.
strength bonus. So it's just a straight 15.
Okay. So let's see, where's this creature? Yep, that is a hit.
All right. It's going to take 1d4 of damage. 2 points of
Oh, boy.
damage.
2 points of
Oh, boy.
damage.
Yep.
How about you? Yep. Yes.
Nice.
Smash it on. Big creature kind of. Well, it doesn't seem particularly harmed in the long run. But I mean, this thing is huge.
Yeah.
So like, it's got a lot of mass to it. Even if the creature itself doesn't look like it's got a hard carapace, it actually looks like it's quite fleshy and sticky, like a worm. But yeah, Fiona. Oh, and Leona, would you like to move at all?
How close would I be to this creature? And I'm assuming that Leona is in front of me.
Yes. Yeah,
Being
then
that
you're
I-
next. Then.
Yeah, being
Leona
that I've
would
got a
probably be-
spear. Sorry?
Leo's could probably say if Balthazar's on the bridge, Leo's right at the foot of the bridge and the planks.
Gotcha.
So then I've got a reach of 10 feet with my spear. Could I get past Leona enough to try and poke it?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to do that. So then this was strength test.
You must usually be within 5 feet. You roll a d20 plus your class level bonus plus strength modifier. If the result is equal to or higher than the AC, then you hit.
19. My modifier for
Nice.
strength is -1, so that would be an 18.
Still a hit.
Cool. So then 1d6 plus 1 for damage. That will give me 7
Oh,
hit points of damage.
nice.
Look at this.
Nice. Hey, that's a hit. And a fine hit at that. It squeals and you draw out this sort of like green, sticky blood from the creature that stinks. Okay, Balthazar, you're on a bridge. Part of the bridge is falling down. And you may have to make a jump if you want to get further across it to the other side.
I gotta reach with the staff. Is his head in the way of my reach with the staff?
Your head, yeah, his head rather can be hit with your staff.
Okay, and we definitely want to do that.
Let's give it a smackaroo.
Come on, dice, be good to me. Only a 13.
13 is going to do it though.
Oh, thank goodness. All right. So we're doing 2 hands on the staff, so it'll be a +1. Oh, wow, for 2.
Well, not as firm a hit as you might have liked, but it is certainly going to do something. Okay, the monster is going to try. Oh no, you got second attack.
Second attack, yeah. See within arm reach 2? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that ain't happening.
That
Nope.
ain't gonna do it.
So I'll just
Alrighty.
smack him with the staff and go, bad worm!
All right, he's gonna try and chomp into you, and I think that's gonna hit. Let's see.
Yeah, that is. If it's me he's going for,
Alright.
that is.
Yep, sure is, and it does. Ooh.
Don't
Gonna
do that
roll a
noise.
D6. All right, it's okay. It's just 2. It's just 2.
Yeah,
but you will need to make a luck roll for me again. Probably not. I don't think Balthazar's that lucky.
No.
Okay, Balthazar, you are infected. You lose 1 point of con each turn until you can remove this parasite, which has latched itself onto your body. As this tiny little worm, a little leech really, like suckers itself onto you. At the end of each of your turns, you'll lose 1 point of con, but you can't get rid of it. Yeah. Harold.
Harold is going to shoot into the water somewhere close to it, hopefully actually in it, but seeing as shooting is a dex action.
Huh?
Oh, that's a 10.
Alrighty. 10 is not going to do it, unfortunately.
Splash
Can you
into the
do
water.
anything else? Yeah.
Other than barging everybody else into the water, no. So I think I'll just stay where I am.
Harold's tip does not find its mark, but that's okay. It is Leona's turn on the top of round 2.
All right. Am I within 5 feet of this, or can I get within? Can I safely get within 5 feet?
You're pretty much always within 5 feet of it because it is 80 foot in length, so you can at any point really hit it. Yeah.
All right. So I've got a nice little skill called Rapid Dose, which allows me to apply a poison before making an attack on the same turn instead of using an action. So I've got some elderberry toxin that I'm going to be applying to my blade, and then I will be trying to stab this thing with my dagger.
Alrighty.
And I don't think
And the
a
poison
3
stab.
is going. Nope, but 3's not going to do it. But my hidden
Dang.
blade, which lets me re-roll a failed melee attack, does. Let me re-roll that.
Hey-oh, that's a
13?
hit. Yep.
All right. So it's got to make it's a con save for luck.
Okay.
Um,
It is. Let's see if it's lucky. Nope. It's super unlucky, actually. I guess that's
All
what
right.
you get for being a massive giant worm in the sewer. Free
all
luck.
right. So it's going to take an extra D4 of damage, and it loses 2 dex. Whatever that means. So it's going to take a total of 3 damage from between the blade and the toxin, and then 2 dex loss.
Nice. Okay. Dex -2. Alrighty. That's pretty useful. That is the owner. Stabs it with a poison dagger. Hands over to her sister, Fiona.
How noticeable is the little parasite that's attached on a Drake?
Pretty noticeable. Only problem is that Balthazar is on the bridge. You're not sure how it would stand 2 people being on the bridge at the same time. I would like to
Extend my
test it
reach
out.
with my
Oh, I'm
just to
sure
see
you
what
would.
happens, right? Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if you wanted to get rid of it, you'd have to be next to him to really. It's small, so you wouldn't want to do it from like 10 feet away. That would be a pretty difficult thing.
The worm, or where we have to operate?
The operation on the worm would have to be done next to him, so you'd have to be adjacent to Balthazar to try and cut it off or burn it off or whatever you're going to try and. How are you going to get rid of it?
I'll call over to Balthazar to see if he needs any help.
No, I'm doing okay. Let's just get rid of this thing and whatever that is.
I give him a nod, and then I'll go to attack the worm again.
Alrighty.
And I will not do
Oh.
that.
That one is usually good, but not in this situation. Yep. Okay. Balthazar, what do you want to do?
We're gonna try to smack it again upside the headish thing it's got. No, not gonna do it with that. So
Nope.
and
10
that
ain't
drops
gonna
me
cut it.
down to and that drops me down to 11 on the Constitution.
Ooh. Yikes. Monster's gonna try and attack Balthazar again. Because it can. But now it's at a disadvantage because of the dex bonus, so I don't think a 10's gonna get you, Balthazar.
No, just barely misses. Okay.
However, it does smash through a bunch of the wooden slats underneath your feet. You're not going to have to jump immediately, but you're not going to want to stay where you're standing much longer. Harold,
Okay.
it's your turn.
now that I know how to wave this crossbow thing in front of me,
Do you? You fire it into the ceiling, and the bolt discharges into the middle of the ceiling. Oh boy, that's round 3. We're not making great progress here, Team Leona.
Balthazar, can you get across the bridge? Just go. And she's
All
gonna
right.
stab at the worm. That's an 11.
And 11 is going to do it. Dead on the money.
All right. And that's 4 piercing.
That's a bit more
And
like it.
as soon as Balthazar clears the bridge, Leona will be following him. And she's like, we got to get across this bridge. We just got to go.
Alrighty. You're right behind Balthazar. Fiona.
So can I try and stab it again and then try and get across the remainder of the bridge?
Yep.
Okay, let's do that. And I do not think that's going to do much.
I don't think so. Okay. You're right behind Leona, who's behind Balthazar, whose turn it is now.
All right. I'm just going to do what she said and run across the bridge and take a diving leap.
Let's roll an acrobatics to take that jump.
Well, at least I got it as a skill, so I can re-roll it if it doesn't go good.
Hey. Oh, wait. I'm trying to roll under your dex.
No, that's not under my deck, so we'll re-roll that.
Is that under your dex?
That's not under my deck either. Where were those when I was fighting?
You guys were meant for a different game, I think. Yeah, no, that is not a success. Balthazar does the...
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah?
It's got the mod of a +2 because I've got a dex of a 15. So does that increase my target to 17? Or
yeah, it should increase to... Yeah. So if you've got your... Yeah, so if your target is 17 and you will succeed by rolling 17.
All right, then we tied it.
I was about to describe how you performed the Dwarven Cannonball into the water, but luckily...
Onto the head of the thing drowning it.
Yeah. Well, luckily for Balthazar, he just manages to make it to the other side in time. Balthazar, if you want to take an attack action, you can also do that.
Yeah, make it a cross and then swing, and let's see if the dice betray me. Ooh. Yes. All right.
Nice. It's a hit.
Two-handed staff, so that'll be... Come on. There we go. So that'll be actually a 4 with the bonus for being two hands.
Beautiful.
And then we'll take our second attack and attempt to slap it. And we will not.
You slap yourself on the now one.
Making myself awake. Yeah. Come on. We can do this. We can do this.
All right. Next in line. Well, it's actually the monster's turn. So it's going to attack the next in line, who is Leona in this case. And so, Leona, a 13 against your armored class.
I'm a 14, so it doesn't hit.
Ooh. Luckily for you. Oh, Balthazar, lose one more point of constitution as well at the end of your turn.
Down to 10.
Okay, it is Harold's turn.
I know what's going on. The sharp end goes at the front.
I know where I am. There it is.
There he is. Harold, our hero.
6 points.
That's actually
7.
7, yeah.
Yep.
Actually, a lot of damage. The creature is now bloodied as Harold shoots it in the side, and it squeals in agony as the bolt pierces its soft, fleshy membrane. Alrighty. Leona, it's round 4. It's your turn.
Sorry, I was looking something up real quick. I've got. Is this thing considered staggered?
I don't think so. Let's see. Let's look up the staggered condition. They go to 6 boys. Type in staggered. Oh, there's 27 cases of staggered. Oh yes, it is.
Excellent.
Half my hit points is staggered. Yeah, not bloodied. Staggered in this case. Haha.
Once per staggered target, after you successfully hit with a melee attack, you may add your backstab damage. So, yeah, which happens to be a 1d8. So, nice. I'm going to stab at this thing and then run across the bridge.
Okay.
That's a 16 to hit.
That's a hit.
All right, so we have 1d4, 1 plus. So 6 points of damage, and she takes off across the bridge.
Okay. You can roll me an acrobatics to jump across.
All right. Yeah, that's well below my dex.
Beautiful.
I have a
Make it
dex
to
of
the other
8.
side. Yeah, you with Balthazar, and you can see up close now this creature which has pincered itself onto Balthazar's body, which is like a small wormy leech which seems to be sucking the life from him. But it is Fiona's turn.
I'm going to follow the lead of everybody else. I'm going to try and jump across first and then attack.
Alrighty.
Don't want to put myself off balance by trying to skewer it.
Of course.
So, dex check. That is a success.
Nice. You're on the other side successfully.
Okay, I'm going to gracefully pivot on one leg to face the little, or the big leech thing and try and poke its eyes out.
Mhm.
Gracefully.
Not that graceful.
It's not graceful enough, methinks. Okay.
Worried too much about my form.
Yeah, naturally. Balthazar, it is your turn.
All right, go for another double-handed swing on this guy.
Nope.
Second time's a charm.
So let's see. Would have been on that one. Nope.
Dang. 2 swings, 2 misses, and an extra point of constitution removed from Balthazar.
Down to 9.
Alright, Monster's going to attack the only person who's left on the other side because he's going to try and pincer the person on his own, which is Harold. Harold, how is a 18 versus your armor class, my friend?
Oh,
Get ya.
it's not a problem. You hit by miles.
You take 3 points of damage, and you can roll us a luck check, which has a base in Constitution.
A con luck check. Okay, so
Yes.
this is a +1. Okay, that works.
Okay, you do not have a creature attached.
We lost Will.
It suddenly drains out with the water, and we're left with a clean run into the Queen's chamber.
He just came back.
Click off the show. You did. This is what happens when I have a million tabs up and I decide to move them halfway through a stream. Bad idea. Bad idea. Alrighty, that is the monster's turn. Harold, you get a go.
Indeedy. Well, having had a standing success, we will try to keep the recipe going, which looks
Nice,
reasonable.
Harold.
2d4 plus 2. For a total of 5 this time.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Whew, you want to move at all?
It's looking fairly crowded on the other side at the moment. But
Come on,
the
Harold,
other
come
hand,
with us. Hurry up.
there's a space there. So Harold will, whilst wearing these strange things on his feet that is just throwing his footing off, try to make the running leap.
You can do it.
Acrobatics.
You can do it.
Woohoo!
Oh, wow.
I'm sitting here seeing that one, but Fantasy Ground hasn't responded.
I believe you. I believe
Yeah,
you.
fast does a couple times. Ugh.
It's alright. I believe. Okay, Harold makes it to the other side in the most graceful leap that you've ever seen anyone perform ever. It's round 5. Leona, it's your turn.
I look at my sister and say, what do I need to do to get this thing off of him?
Let's get out of here first, then we can worry about that. Is there a way that we can make it out of here quickly without the worm following us? Like, is it a big-ass tunnel that it can come down?
There's a side tunnel on the other side which doesn't have any sewer, like water running down, so you're pretty sure it couldn't get through there.
Okay, I point to the...
Okay, I'll grab Balthazar and take him with me, if I can do that.
You couldn't like carry him. I think Balthazar's pretty damn
Right.
heavy.
He's pretty.
But
dense.
it's about to be his turn, so he could like move with you, and narratively
Okay.
you're pulling him along. Yeah.
All right. Or I could. I seem to be having the best luck with hitting this thing. I can keep it distracted while you guys head down the tunnel, and then I'll follow behind you. I also think I have like probably the best AC at this point too. So I'm going to go ahead and attack it to keep it distracted while the others move.
Okay.
Oh, but I do get my reroll for Hidden Blade.
That'll do it.
So that 11? Okay.
Yep.
And once per... Now, when it says once per staggered creature target after you successfully hit, does that mean I can only do it at one time?
Once per
Against the
creature. Sounds like it, yeah.
Okay, so just the D4 then. 2 points
Alrighty.
of piercing.
Okay, it squeals in agony, not quite dead, but suddenly hurt enough where it's had enough of this. And as you guys are escaping, you see it dive back under the sewer water and go back the way it came, disappearing into the sewage and filth below while the rest of you make good your getaway. And we'll let it be Fiona's turn, because Fiona may try and make the check to save Balthazar's from losing another point of constitution.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get this thing off him as best as I can. I am going to... I don't have anything but my spear. I'm going to try and see if I can quickly swipe a dagger from Leona to help pry it off.
So it's
since I don't have anything-
it's an apothecary check, which is based on intelligence, which is for diseases and first aid like this.
And I am trained in apothecaryism.
Nice. That'll come in handy.
Okay, so my intelligence is 15. I got a +2 modifier, rolled 16, so that would be a 14, correct?
Sweet. Yep. Succeed.
Barely.
So you chop off this creature as in one fell swoop, as Balthazar stays very still for a moment, and it dies on the floor.
Just squish it unceremoniously underneath my boot. Just to watch it go squish.
That wasn't a rat. What the hell did these humans keep in their sewers?
Well, don't know, but I don't think I want to find out either.
God, Harold, what does your race eat?
What is
Yep.
Balthazar's hit points? Oh, sorry, Harold.
6 hit points right now, but I lost 3 points of constitution. So if I'm from 12 to 9.
Okay. How would he get his constitution back? Do I have to rest for that one?
He's gonna have to rest. Yeah.
Shit, Kate. Like
It's
I
okay,
could heal
we can
him.
push through.
I could try to heal him, but healing's a little bit slower, and you're only down 3 points, which is technically 33% of your entire hit points at this point, right?
I'm only down 2 points. So we're
Oh,
good.
okay, sorry.
I'm at 6. So we're all right.
I think Harold maybe lost more HP.
Yeah, Harold
He
took a
was
bigger
free.
hit than I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn back to Harold. Harold, how are you feeling? Do we need to heal you?
I am down on to about 50%. Or just
So
shy
he's
of.
starting to look a little rough around the edges at this point.
Little shaky on his feet, yeah. Well, shakier than normal.
Okay, I'm just going to find the spell listings on here.
So Fiona takes a look at some of Harold's wounds and has a muse over what maybe to try and do about them, because Harold Doesn't look great. Balthazar definitely looks like he's been in a better shape. A lot of the color's been drained from his face by this little parasitic creature which lashed itself onto him. Starting to feel a little better now, but certainly it's taken the spring out of his step.
Mm-hmm.
Leona's keeping an eye out. Meanwhile, Leona's keeping an eye out for dangers.
By the looks of it, I will have to roll the, I can't remember what it stands for, the DDM. And that will be at, where is my fenograms? 1 or 2 triggers that. Fuck.
1 or 2 triggers a fuck.
Very well might. Okay, so that triggers that, yep.
Dark and dangerous magic effect. Yeah, there you go.
Yep. What
So I think we're all D100 at this point.
Be
Do you
gentle.
want to roll D100 there, Leona? Fiona, rather? Ooh,
Here it comes.
63.
63.
Oh no.
Oh man, this is perfect. It's Speaker of the Void. You speak only in disturbing alien chittering that no one understands. You may still cast spells. What? This effect ends in 1d4 months?
Wow.
Champ? Wait. Additional magic effect on the DDM table. Oh yeah, so I could... So your luck is reduced by 1. We reset the DDM chance back to 1 in 20. And we roll on the table. That's hilarious.
What page is that on?
85 is what that is. The 63 is on 86. I think we're doing this right, unless we just choose one of them. In which case, we're definitely choosing that one because that one's hilarious.
I love that one.
So let's say that you speak in the rat people speak for the next 1d4 months. The strange chittering is definitely the language of the scrat creatures.
But now
So
she
they
knows what they're
understand
saying, but can't communicate to us.
Yeah, definitely Fiona understands. You can understand common, but you can't speak it. When you try and speak it,
Right.
it comes out like the rat creature.
We're going to have to gag him in public.
What
Oh my
in
god!
the hell
If you
did
roll a
she
3 or
learn?
if you roll a 3 or 4, you grow a beard of short, rubbery tentacles that you can't control.
Okay, so my spell still goes off, even though I am
Yes.
now essentially cursed. And that would be 2d4 for healing. 1 and 2, and he's good.
Alrighty.
So now I chitter and squeak and squawk, and Leona will kind of have an idea of what's going on because this won't be the first time.
Right.
So she'll understand. And then we have that twin bond, which is a little telepathic. So
Yeah.
Again, Fee. Again.
What? She sounds
Really?
like one of them now.
Yeah, it happens. You should see it. She had these one time. Was it feathers or potted plant? I don't know. Just it happens.
Well, can't you talk to us anymore?
I mean, she can. She's talking to us. We just can't understand her. Hang on a second. I'm gonna grab I'm sure Fiona has like a notebook with some paper in it, and I go, just like last time, Fee, and I hand. You gotta write it down, and if you speak in public, we are going to die. So no talking in public. And I hand her the notepad.
Oh yeah, you can roll as a
I take
D4
it-
as well to see how many months this lasts for.
Apparently three.
If
So
we
we'll
let
lose
us
25% of the year.
I take the notepad and I write down in big letters, fuck.
Yeah.
But at least
So,
he's
if she can talk like him, can she understand him?
I don't know. We've never really had the chance to experiment with that.
Because maybe now she might know where exactly old Queenie is and could sneak us in.
Well, no, she just all she does is talk like them. I mean, if she were to talk to them, they would be able to understand her. I don't think she would be able to understand them, though. We never really experimented with that. We just had her going. Yeah, she'd stay home from school for 2 months, 3 months, something like that. It was. Anyways, we might as well keep going. I mean, Leo's just kind of very, yeah, this is my sister. It happens. No big deal.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Big worm squeaky talk.
What a fucking nerve. You have a 1 in 20 chance. I love magic in games like this. I'm just reading over the rest of the table. It's a great time. Your fingers turn into tentacles, serpents, or leeches, something similarly creepy for the next 1d6 minutes.
rolling like
Yeah.
this is my game in Simbaroom. No word of a
Yeah.
lie. This is my game in Simbaroom.
You speak only in a sibilant whisper for 1d12 months. Like, it's like they're not even like some of them aren't even that bad. I'm not gonna like kill you, but like the amount of time that they last is like brutal. It's like you fuck up on one spell, and for the next year, you don't have a shadow, or you have a fucking tentacle bit. It's like, oh
Wow.
dear. Good times. Well, you press onwards through the strange chitterings and whisperings of your friend or sister, and decide to press onwards. Before you, after another 30 minutes of travel, looms a large opening into what looks to be an even bigger chamber beyond, from which comes the sound of a cacophonous sound of what sounds like hundreds of chittering rat-like voices coming from inside. There are lights inside. You can see humanoid figures dancing across the lights. And in the center of the room, you can see, even from here, a huge rat figure from which seems to be spawning dozens upon dozens of tiny little rats. Presumably, this fetid and gigantic creature, which is burdened with hundreds of rat children, must be your rat queen, as kind of humanoid but distorted, bigger than the leech, maybe as much as 100 feet wide and long. This thing is huge and is kind of seated and just spawning out these creatures. Seems to be coming out of this room.
You said a dozen at a time?
Oh yeah, like actually just rats. So it looks like there's some kind of like growing process where they go from rats out into the rat creatures. You've seen some as big as dogs, you've seen some even bigger, so presumably they grow into the size of the scrat creature that you saw before.
But she's just popping them out like there's no tomorrow.
Just yeah.
I turn back to
Machine
the
gun.
other three and say,
He said millions. That's millions.
How big is this chamber that she's in?
Could be as much as 200 feet. You can't see all the way in because of the range of your eyesight and dark vision.
I'm kind of thinking that maybe we blow this sucker.
This goes
can-
down now. Not hand
Yeah.
to hand. We blow it up.
Yep.
That's-
And I look over
start
at
using
Harold and
my-
I say,
So we're thinking
Cave in,
Molotov into the rat pack to start.
and then we got
No,
we
I
gotta
want
find
him
a way to
scattered
call
away.
it. Yeah,
I
we
don't
got
want
to find a way to
scatter
collapse this down on them.
What is the structural integrity of the supports? Like, what are we seeing inside there? Because we're in the sewer now. It's not going to be the same as the mine, right?
Correct, yeah. It's similar in that it looks like it's a cavern. It does look like it's held up by several wooden support beams around, but it looks like there's as many as 8 support beams all around this circular chamber, and they're as much as like 40 feet apart. So you're not sure exactly how many of them you might have to take down in order to take down the structure, but it looks like at least several of them to bring down the entire
Anything
room.
in my dwarven heritage help me know how many we need and which ones?
You could roll me like a detection check to see if any of them look particularly weak.
Okay, detection. So that'd be perception.
Perception based, yeah. Skill is detection. The attribute is perception.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you'd have to at least take down 5 of the 8, so over half of the support beams to take down the entire room, because it's a big room.
I look at Harold and I say, look, I can fire a crossbow. If you can,
Probably better than me.
if you can put those arrows, if we can line them up, I can hit those posts.
Didn't Leona get a crossbow with our gear reinforcements from Mordecai or
she
whatever his name is?
I probably did. I didn't. I don't have it written down, but I probably did. So
Yeah, I recall that
That's
you
fine
were
then.
asking for that.
okay, then yeah. So I should have my.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
crossbow,
did last week. All right, yeah.
Yeah. Squire
Okay.
Fetch'em went and got it.
Squire Fetch'em, yep.
Yep, that's right. I just, for some reason, didn't see it in my notes. Okay. Yeah. So if you can, I can try and hit these posts.
Okay, I'm going to take the time to point out to Leona which posts exactly are going to be needed to do the most damage and cause a cave in the quickest.
All right.
Okay.
Do I want to risk putting a few into the queen to get them focused on her first, or just take out the
No.
posts? All right.
Hit the post and then we'll hit her. Because the acid's going to have to eat a little bit first.
All
Or are
right.
we using explosives on them? Harold, what do you think?
I could probably get 1 Molotov with what we've got left, because I'd have to sacrifice the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And I could, but I've got enough that I can make a good half dozen acid-soaked bolts. Well, bolts with acid-soaked remains of clothing.
What if we hit the acid bolts on the pillars farthest from us and the Molotov bolt at the pillar closest to us to drive them away?
Also, that would still leave me with 2 acid sprays. If any of those posts are close enough that we could run off to them and spray them down, that would do the trick as well. It would just be a case of getting there and back by the time that the collapse occurs.
Okay.
Harold, do you have a regular crossbow or a light crossbow?
Light.
Okay, good. Because I mean, a light crossbow can be fired with one hand, but it takes an action to reload it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be able to fire, and then I'd have to skip an action and then fire again. If we've got 2 light crossbows, I can fire one, hand it off to somebody else to use their action to reload it while I take the second one. Would that work?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
How far are we from the queen herself?
About 150 feet. At this point, you could presumably going to move in closer to the entrance. If you're at the entrance, you'd be about 80 feet away, so within range to shoot. But also, there's a whole lot of rat people in there as well, so they may start coming to play.
Maybe we want to move a little closer, but not that much closer.
Mm-hmm.
How far is the furthest post that I need to hit?
120.
Oh, okay.
But I think the range
I
of
don't wanna
crossbow should be able to
It's
reach
150. Yeah, it's 150.
150, yeah.
So, yeah. However you guys want to set it up, you tell me, and I'll point and shoot.
Yep. You guys let me know who's going to do the first thing, basically. Who's the first to launch the attack?
I'd like to see Leona hit as many of those pillars as she can before they react.
All right.
Because
Well,
it should be rather silent.
Give me those bolts. Load them up. Let's do this.
Okay. Then let's have some rolling as you're about to launch your assault on the Rat Queen. Who's going to take the first action? Feel free to make your attack roll to lob either the bolts in. Go ahead. Crossbow bolt.
I don't know if it's acid or fire, but I'm firing the first bolt, whichever one they hand me.
I think it should be acid at the one farthest away.
Yeah, it'll be acid the whole line.
Yeah.
All right. First acid bolt. 13.
13's going to do it.
All right. I guess we're just firing I'm just firing the 3 bolts in rapid succession.
Yeah, pretty much. You always roll the damage. If they hit, then they're going to do the damage that's needed. You're looking at 12s and up.
That's an 18.
That'll
There we
do it.
go. One more. One more.
Oof.
That's a 7.
So you got 2 out of 5 of them.
All right.
Okay. Well, you guys a surprise. You have the surprise round here. So you shoot the 2 bolts. Yeah, you got 2 extra bolts, which I think you're handing to Leona. You guys are loading. She's firing. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your surprise round. We'll go into the actual round here. So let's have you can make the next set of attacks. So I think you can attack twice on your turn.
No, I can only attack. Yeah, I only get one attack per turn.
They're basically holding up their action to give you the crossbow to fire. So if everyone's giving you action, you get the free shots. So that works for me. Thing is, no one else is really doing anything. 12's
11.
Up. Oh.
Oh, jeez. Come on.
Fantasy's ground is the greatest.
Oh my god.
Boom, boom. As you had up the crossbows, you guys like hastily reloading them. The Rat Queen screeches out, and the horde of small, large, and humanoid rats are headed towards you. Back to you guys. 3 more shots? Is that what's happening?
3 more shots? All right. Come on, guys.
Oh.
Jeez.
Oh,
What the hell?
the tragedy. The tragedy.
Oh,
It's
the
just getting
acid
worse.
arrows. Okay, but now I'm curious, where have all these ended up? Where have all these ended up?
Oh, they're like in the
Flicking into
cavern,
the rat
all picking off. They may have hit rats, but there's like a horde of them. So their turn. They are now 1 round away from making contact with you. A swarm of these creatures. So you can either try, and make these shots.
Well, all I need is
in which
one.
case you almost stay. Yeah,
I
so you hit
just
2 of
need
them,
one.
right?
I've hit 2. Yeah, I just need to hit 1, and then we can
Hit 2,
book it.
and I said you need to hit 5.
5.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you need
I
3
need to
more.
hit
So all
5?
3 need to hit.
Oh Christ.
Or
Okay.
you can
All right,
run.
go for all three, and then Harold, get ready with a Molotov cocktail one to cover our entry if we need to run.
It's sitting here ready. I just got to wave it at the torch.
Oh,
Miss.
God.
Miss.
Okay.
And an 19.
Oh, that's the third one falls. Oh my god.
Oh, shit.
What the hell?
The
Oh,
third,
man.
The third support beam is down, but the swarm are about to be upon you. They are going
Run.
to make their attack rolls
Running.
as you guys
Run.
decide to run. So each
Yeah,
of you is going to get an
Molotov
attack roll
cocktail.
against you. Yep, as you're running and turning to run. Balthazar 12.
That ties my AC.
Oh, that's a hit. Okay, Fiona, 9's got a miss. Harold, a 2 is going to miss you. And Leona, a 16.
Oh,
That is going to hit.
Okay, Balthazar, you take 1 point of damage. Leona, you take 5 points of damage as the creatures just swarm upon you. And then you guys turn and run. Let's have some athletics checks to get the hell out of Dodge. You toss Molotovs over your shoulder and run like bats out of hell.
Okay.
Doing pretty good. Oh, Harold. Oh, Harold.
That is a
I'm gonna
dex-based
reroll
skill,
that
I take
athletics.
it.
Yes, so Harold, you could.
Doesn't really help.
Harold, can you re-roll athletics?
Nope, not unless I can somehow claim that it's apothecary or general law.
Unfortunately not. So, who else failed? Balthazar?
I didn't
I
fail.
did.
My first. Yeah.
I
Okay,
fail.
so Leona and Harold are the group you are running. Those two are falling back as you guys are making good your escape. So Balthazar and Fiona, what do you guys want to do?
Now the Molotov cocktail arrow that we threw out behind us, has that given us
Well,
some time,
no.
or are they just coming
Well,
through?
what's actually, I think, is happening is that Harold was basically going to leave the Molotov cocktail as an in place, let them overrun it and have it explode in the middle of them kind of thing. But he's just taking a little bit too long to get that lit. For whatever reason, the rag isn't. Takes an extra couple of seconds to get burning.
Absolutely.
Quick, let's get back to that room with the big roof that was about to cave in if we got anything left.
Okay, one more athletic
I-
check from the group of you. Let's try and get the hell out of here.
That's a fail.
Oof.
That is a pass.
Unless I can use acrobatics.
I'll let you do a jump. Yeah, you can have a reroll. There is the bridge
Okay.
that you're about to come across, so there's a jump in there.
Okay, if it's an acrobatics, then that'll pass.
Okay. Alrighty, so the group of you jump back across the bridge where you fought the leech minutes ago. The rat swarm follows after you, and now you are in the tunnel with the where you passed the damage tunnel, which was set to collapse previously. What do you guys want to do as you're about to run into the collapsed tunnel? Or damage tunnel?
I'm
Grab
going to
one of the-
wave.
Go for it.
I'm going to wave everybody to keep going through it, through the tunnel itself, chittering the entire time. Hopefully that they will understand that. How far behind us are the rats?
They're hot on your heels. Hot on your heels.
I am
like
the
15 feet.
I'm the stealthiest. I'm the stealthiest. I will be the quietest going through there. You guys run, and then I'll go through.
And as I see Leona hesitate, I want to kind of stop and get her going. To get, I want her in front of me. I want to be the last person through this tunnel.
Okay.
I look at my sister, and I've got to trust her. I'll go.
All right.
Okay, so
If you
basically I'll
go-
keep going until we're clear of this broken tunnel.
Okay, so they're about to get clear. What do you want to do as the last one through?
Okay, so
Oh, I
the
see.
rats, are they all grouped together in this
They're
ruined
gonna
tunnel?
be, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I will turn around, wait till the majority of them are within, and can I see exactly where the best spot to hit would be to take down the whole thing as fast as possible?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, now I want to
Yeah,
use my
looks like
thunderous
we're going-
invocation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
One
So
in 20.
I'm clear. We're all clear. Thunderous
Nice.
invocation is a deafening blast of thunderous force before you in a wave 10 feet high, 15 feet wide. The wave moves away from the caster to a range of 30 feet. Creatures and unattended objects suffer 2d8 damage and are thrown backwards 1d6 times 5 feet. A luck con
Incredible.
save halves the damage and negates the movement.
Nice move.
Will that be enough? If it all works out.
What? Let's see.
Like-
Let's see a roll. I think we have to make the roll to see if we pull it off first, right?
Roll the what, sorry?
Your we do the DDM thing.
Yeah, so
Oh.
right now, since it's reset, if I get a 1, I get some other affliction. And I don't. Okay, so that passes.
Okay.
Um,
Kind of wish we'd had that.
Something else happened to her.
I'm having an anxiety attack.
Oh.
I don't roll a D100. It's fun.
so basically, right now, you see Fiona at the entrance, kind of rearing back a little bit, and then just gonna move forward, almost like a siren scream, essentially. And you'll hear a high-pitched wail come out, like a banshee's cry.
Dope.
Is what
I
that
want to
is.
do one more
Shitter.
thing for us, Fiona, as the tunnel is about to collapse in due to the force of your spell. I want you to make us a luck, dex-based luck check for us.
Okay, before I do damage, or is
Basically,
damage
the tunnel's
not?
gonna yeah. It's like 1 HP away from getting knocked out, so it's gonna go down no matter what.
Okay, so Dex.
Come on, get out of there,
Dex
kiddo.
Arena.
Get out.
My dexterity is 13.
Yes.
Congratulations, you are not crushed under the force of 1,000 rocks. As your spell goes off, the tunnel collapses behind you, and the last thing you hear is a shuddering rock as a screech of hundreds of tiny and larger rat creatures dying under the force of this impenetrable rock. And with a huge slam and outpour of dust, the group of you are all choked up and blinded for a moment due to the displacement of dust. And then moments later, as you wipe away the dust from your eyes, you see Fiona standing there triumphant with the passage behind her blocked away. She seems to have escaped the
I hug
door.
her. I mean, I grab her, I hug her, and I start running.
And I'd shit her.
All right.
The
Oh,
chitter
jam.
victory.
Yes, you stand triumphant. All right, so as the group of you escape from the tunnels, we're going to be out of initiative order here as you're out of the sewers and head back into the mines after having left behind. The Rat Queen, however, is still alive with 2 of the support beams still in place before you could actually kill her. And now that passage to her is blocked off from the mines, potentially forever. So that would have been a solid victory if she had died. However, you didn't manage to kill her, so your victory is somewhat lessened. So, in sum, what's the plan here on? As you come out of the mines, you meet back with the dwarves. You have the whole thing ready to blow for you, and your dwarven friend is there, like, "All right, I'm ready. We're going to blow the whole thing up, right?"
Blow it all.
Blow it.
Blow the whole damn thing.
I don't. You sure? I mean, okay. And yeah, they're gonna send off the explosives for this whole sort of mining part to collapse all of the tunnels down here behind you guys. They do it fairly safely as well. They've had enough time to find all of the explosives and set it up. So after the next hour or so, there's nothing left of the tunnels down to those sewers but rubble and stone, which no one should be able to move for the next 100 years or so.
So
there's that.
Here's what Leo's thinking. Leo's thought is if we find a map of the sewer, we should be able to figure out where that cavern is. We know where, it met with the mountain. We should be able to look at a map and kind of orient it and see if there's they're just going to have to take a whole bunch of city guard down there and go in there and just try to collapse down, because that queen's not moving. There's no way they can move her.
She doesn't look like she's
baby. Yeah,
too big to move for one.
So, yep.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking. Give them an account. Well, have everybody else give them an account of what went on, what we seen, what happened, and get them to mobilize the guard.
Yep.
And get them down there. Let them know that things are trapped. Send the sewer jacks down there to help clear out, because they'd have a better chance of spotting that stuff. Warn them about the goo and shit that they'll come across, but give them a good idea of what's down there, where they can find it, and go from there. Because we killed a few hundred of her little critters, so we have a few days-ish before she gets that built back up again. I'm thinking.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They're doing dozens.
And she's pretty well trapped in there.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way they're getting back in through the mines, and she doesn't look like she's able to move, so she's likely to be in the same chamber the next time you could get down there,
Yeah, so that
you don't think they're very good at fixing things either, so.
Now, talking amongst ourselves, how possible do we think it would be to actually make it back down to the chamber and finish off those other two supports to bring her down? Obviously, their securities will be a little bit more heightened. They'd be a little bit more aware that we'd be in the area, but how do we feel as a group of that being an option to give our services to the city once again to finish the task? Because, pride and stuff.
Depends really on how many of the full-grown rats are now going to be concentrated out in the on the sewer side. Just feels like it would be difficult to make it past enough guard or the guards that are going to be down there to in a stealth action, essentially to make it within firing distance. Now, if we went in behind a shield wall of a dozen guards.
And it depends on how far we'd have to go from the nearest entrance. I mean, wherever the closest entrance is to that chamber, how far is it to the chamber from there? That's gonna inform a lot of that. Is it 50 feet? Is it 250 feet?
Yeah, I like Harold's shield wall idea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a given. That's a given.
Yeah, we definitely need the city's cannon fodder. I mean, city guard.
Yeah, the ones with the really nice, pretty red shirts that they wear.
Exactly. Yeah, the red shirts. Yeah, and definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
The elite. Yeah, because with the mountain now cut off, they're only going to have one way to go, so it's going to be a head-on fight.
Yeah, and they're going to be scattered. They're going to be scattering through the sewers, but that's going to thin them out.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess we'd probably be looking at discussing this / writing it down as we're making our way back down to Mordecai or whatever his name is.
Benici, your apothecary friend, yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, you get back to him. He looks at the state of you as you're coming back in rather battered and somewhat beaten looking. He's, friends, what on earth has happened to you? You look half dead.
Okay. When it said millions, it wasn't lying.
Really?
It's popping things out faster than a bunny shits.
And continuously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, did you killed it then?
No.
We tried. Its fortress that it was in was impenetrable. And
I see.
as much as we tried to take the towers down, they just were too strong. Yeah.
And
We were able to weaken it, but we weren't able to collapse it completely. She, however, is not able to move from that spot.
She's stuck
Which
right
means-
there.
A sufficiently well-armed, large enough force can go into through the closest entryway from the sewer and just force their way in and take her out.
okay. Well, in that case, then I suppose we best muster the city guard to get down there, but we don't have many of them. I fear like many will die in this endeavor. But
You need sewer. If you
Must
can
be
get some
done.
sewer jacks, they'll be helpful for spotting traps.
I scribbled down
what
that
about-
many more will die if we don't.
It's true.
What about the people that are already infected beyond any saving? Maybe they'd be willing to give up their life in repayment for their families?
I suppose if we spread the word that this was a way to end the plague, they might do. Good idea.
Get a bit
Then
of
tomorrow?
revenge before they go?
Yes. Tomorrow, I suppose. Well, thank you for bringing me this news. I'll meet you back here at dawn, and we'll see to these creatures once and for all.
Agreed.
All right, let's do that. I need a hot bath. I need somebody to take care of these wounds, and I need a bed. And a meal.
Meal. Yes, a meal.
Yeah. Leona would know that
But
I'd be
not
able to take care of her
spaghetti.
wounds for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as there's
Excellent.
ale with that meal,
Harold, what supplies are you going to need to restock on to take this thing down?
I think I have enough of the strong acid left. So I still got a full couple of sprays. So I should be able to do about another dozen bolts if need be, or we can just go straight for the supports if we get a good enough force that we can penetrate that far.
I definitely want to get a hold of a map of the sewers. I don't know if we still have
Yeah.
one or not, but
Yeah,
get a
sure
hold
you
of the
do,
map
yeah.
and try and
Try and
see how
pinpoint,
many.
yeah.
And how many possible escape routes there are. How much would we have to block off to isolate her completely in that cavern? If we can't make it to the cavern,
Mhm.
how many approaches are there that we would have to block off?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are 3 entrances to that part of the sewer that you're probably going to want to try and block off, which is where the city guard are going to come into play, basically. So, in like mechanical terms, they will be blocking off those entrances so that you guys get the second shot at the queen.
Okay. And then the worst case scenario is that if we can't get there and we have to withdraw or they have to withdraw, then they collapse the tunnel, they collapse the sewer at that point. That way it's closed. They can stay in the cavern. They're not coming out of that sewer, out of that part of the sewer.
Okay. Yep. City Guard are going to make sure that those entrances are blocked off. They're going to fight the good fight over there while you guys head straight to the Queen to try and take out the rest of those 2 support beams. I'm so excited to have to see what these rolls are in a couple of minutes' time. All right. So let's cut to the next day. You guys get your rest. You're back up to full HP after sleeping, resting, getting heals, getting any equipment that you need. Benishi sees to it. You head out with a ragtag band of the City Guard who spread out across the sewers as you direct them. The sewer jacks and a couple of those so infected with plague that they've got nothing else left to lose head down to fight off the war against the Ratkin, who are particularly on high alert tonight, or today, this morning, as you guys are heading out because of the attack of last night. So as you guys fight through, you're back in the sewers, you hear the sounds of combat emanating in the distance as different bands of City Guard fight against the scrat creatures and hordes of rat creatures out here in the tunnels. You find yourselves back where you were before. You see the Queen before you spitting out more and more of these rat creatures. And there are even more of the rat creatures on guard than there were before. You're not going to have a lot of time to make all of these shots before they're going to be on you. So you've got 2 turns we're going to give you. 2 turns. That's 6 shots. You need to make 2 of them on a 12 or higher before the creatures are going to be upon you. And the City Guard can't hold out for much longer because there just aren't enough of them. So your shots really have to count here.
All right. And I have 1 reroll in my reroll pool.
1 reroll.
Which ones are still up and needing support? Which ones have given away, and which ones are still supporting the ring?
Yeah, so you shot down 3 of them on the back wall. So you've got 2 on like the left-hand side wall. And that would collapse right onto the Queen.
All right. We ready?
Yeah. I would have sent Fetch'em for a big axe, a true dwarven-size axe, that if these don't sink, these arrows don't sink, Balthazar is just going to go and chop them down himself. Even if it means he's stuck in there.
He's going to go there. Alrighty.
Okay, for her to hit these.
He'll have Harold with him in that case with the spray acid bottles. So let's hope these bolts work.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
No pressure.
Oh god.
Okay, I'm going to use my reroll on. All right,
Okay,
I'm going to use my reroll for that one.
Fuck!
Okay. 5 shots left. 2 needed.
Come on.
17.
That's a hit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, 4 shots, 1 and 4. Okay,
Oh.
1 and 3. One and 2. One and 1. 1 shot left. 1 shot. This is
We got spray bottle ready.
Yep.
Oh
No! Come on, Harold! And Harold and I charge in. Both going out the one that's standing.
Oh.
Look at the twins. Get out of here! It's been fun. Love you, kids. Live long. And I'm gonna go dwarf, berserk, throw out the monk, back to my heritage, bringing down that last pillar.
And Harold,
Leona
what do you
keeps
say?
firing until she has bolts. As the rats start coming, she's gonna keep firing as long as she has bolts to keep the rats off of Balthazar and Harold.
Okay, Harold, what are you doing here?
Harold is grabbing his burn through anything acid streamer bottle and basically starting at the base of the support, working up and just disintegrating it. But obviously there's a time frame involved.
Absolutely. So we're going to say that Balthazar and Harold, as they're protected by Leona and Fiona up to the last moment, are inside the cavern next to the gigantic rat queen, throwing a bottle of acid on the second to last slat, and Balthazar attacking the last support beam. As Leona and Fiona are on the outside, the two of you watch as the tunnel in the cave inside begins to collapse, and huge shards of stone begin to fall, both on the rat queen but also at everyone in the room.
I'm going down swinging. I'm taking out everything.
Yep. Balthazar, you're running up towards the rat queen just to try and embed an axe in her. Harold, are you going to try and escape? It ain't going to be easy, or is Harold going in for the kill here as well?
Harold is going to actually turn and throw a steel bottle. Actually, no, it's a wood bottle. My mistake. Back at Lion Fi.
Okay.
With a final imprecation of "Get that to my apprentice!" as the stones start to fall.
All right. Now, as Balthazar and Harold fall in the disappear from sight after the rumble of rocks destroys everything inside the cavern, the twin sisters watch as their friends disappear from sight. The rat queen is destroyed by the cave-in, as are the rest of the creatures in there as well. And with that, as the two of them watch as their friends disappear into the darkness, thus ends our game of low fantasy gaming. Time for a quick epilogue, I think. As Balthazar and Harold fall. 2 in 1! Guys, I'll get to it in a minute. But Fiona and Leona, what do the two of you guys... What do you do? How do you feel?
I think we get thoroughly drunk.
Oh, and yeah, for
Super pissed.
weeks. I mean, it basically, it's like
Until she can
Bellini.
talk
You know, Bellini had better be just supplying the alcohol for free, because
For sure, yeah. He's the new burgomaster after all of this happens.
She doesn't
so you'll
want to
give him
be
whatever you
sober
need.
for a very long time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess there's probably a lot of guilt for Leona.
again. Poor kid.
Yeah, then she's gonna. I mean, once she's had enough of that, she's gonna look at us and say, "Let's just go. I can't be here."
Nah. At this point, I'll still have the curse of sorts, right? Like, how long would we stick around town?
Probably, I think she'd drink for probably about 2 weeks solid, before finally kind of going, okay, I've got that out of my system. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge with our money.
Yeah, and I'll grab the bottle
take
that
that money.
Harold. Yeah, we'll have the money. I'll have the bottle that Harold threw at us. I'll hold it up to her to let her know that we should go and bring this to the apprentice.
All right. Yep, we'll do that.
And then solemnly walk out of town. You'll see us in the distance.
All right.
She's
The two
tempted
of you
to
leave
burn the
town.
place.
Yeah,
No
you
way
leave
out of town.
Brindlewold behind, which is cured of its plague. You got a friend in Benici, the new burgomaster of the town, but you have lost 2 friends along the way, as Balthazar the dwarf and Harold the artificer are buried where they died, along with the rat queen of Brindlewold. So that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, a round of applause for everyone. Great job, great job.
Oh.
Man, how many rolls was that? We've got to go look at the math here. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rolls that you made there, plus the other 9.
Mm-hmm.
You made like 3 sets of rolls before.
RNG
So you rolled
is
16, and you succeeded on 4 of them. So you, so you failed 14 out of 6. No, 12 out of 16.
yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
3/4.
75%
What the
of the
fuck?
time missed.
3/4.
that is just awful. It's a straight
On a 40%
D20, and you had to roll a 12. So yeah, that was that was. Whew.
I would have better odds rolling real dice. I have better odds rolling real dice.
Good God.
Now here's the
That
thing:
was-
if you throw one out right now, it's going to hit. You know it. Go and throw one out
Oh,
right now.
yeah.
It's going to hit.
Yeah.
All right.
The dice run the narrative. There's no denying that fact. That's,
I'll tell you when it failed.
No, forget it anyway.
Nothing matters. Nothing matters anymore. Oh
I
my
just- yeah.
fucking God. Oh, well, my friends, that was Low Fantasy Gaming, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Along with you guys watching there and the chat on YouTube. Honestly, I haven't seen rolls that bad for quite some time. That was a series of really harsh rolls. The dice, they can be a cruel mistress, especially when you're playing Low Fantasy Gaming. So if you enjoyed this game, definitely head over to Drive for RPG, search in Low Fantasy Gaming, or check out lowfantasygaming.com, which is a website. Grab a free PDF, grab the adventure, Black Death and Brindlewold, have a couple of sessions of it, play a full campaign if you want to. There's a bunch of how to play videos there on the website as well, a bunch of tutorials and walkthroughs. It's very easy to play, very easy to get started. We've had a great time. The adventure was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to maybe come back into this game one day and catch up maybe with Harold's apprentice and to see where Leona and Fiona, the twin sisters, head to. That was just terrible. Yeah, in so many ways, but very fitting. The dice, they tell the story, and there's nothing to be done about them. You live you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So that's how it goes. But let's go around the cast and the crew. Did we enjoy this show? Did we enjoy Low Fantasy Gaming? Where can we find you guys? Let's start with our first fallen companion, Balthazar. Drake, how's that tonight for you?
Dude, tonight was epic. I love it. This is another character that has died again in one of your games. So I think we're 1 for 4, just because we ran out of time on one of them. But you know what? It was fitting. We had him deal with a cave-in before, and that's why he went with the monk path. So to end it with a cave-in this time, and to do it to save his friends and save the city, it was his redemption. It was that one last final hurrah that he wanted to prove. So now he goes out with a great tale instead of so much of a story. So I loved it. I loved the fact that we got to see the magic go haywire here a little bit. We got to actually see in every episode a little bit more of each mechanic, and I absolutely loved the Low Fantasy Gaming. So you can find me at Drake Finney on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, everywhere around. And this was a blast. I absolutely loved it. And I'm actually kind of glad he went out the way he did.
Yeah, it was a fitting end for Balthazar, the 2 old codgers of the group. Oh man, Charlotte, how was that for you tonight?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It is kind of cool that we were able to finish the miniseries off on such a explosive note. Like, it was at the very last 40 minutes or last 20 minutes has just been one after another leading up to this point. It was a pretty epic climax for the miniseries. It's a good way to end this session off, this series off. It would be kind of neat to see what. Sorry?
It was nail biting there at the end. All those rolls that I couldn't deal. The stress.
Yeah, it's. I'm not unknown to the whims of Fantasy Grounds. But yeah, you could find me on Twitter at Foxfire22, FOXFYRE22. I mainly do tweets about our tabletop role-playing games and things. That's pretty much about it.
Fantastic. Staffan, rest in peace, Harold.
He's back in the bosom of his caring family, enjoying the knowledge that his craft will continue on. If only that no good apprentice of his ever learns to mix the powders correctly, but that's for a different story. That was just wonderful. The Fantasy Ground / The Dice once again proving that no matter what we think, they really run the show. As Greg said, the getting the extra flavor of the magic and having the darkness and the dangerous effects hit was just perfect in that moment. The effect couldn't have been more better randomly rolled. So yeah, I mean that was there was the tension build, the oh crap we've failed, and then the final push through. Oh crap, we really failed.
I can't believe it came to that last dice roll. I was convinced that it would be the first 2 rolls out of the 6 would just have it be fine, but nope.
Such is the way. But yeah, I'm stuff on TJ just about everywhere. Occasionally show up in here, occasionally show up over on Grimjack. Most of the time you'll find me sitting out in chat, trying to keep a little bit of the chaos going. If I'm not listening to the podcasts or getting through all the other material that Encounter produces.
Fantastic. Oh boy, Cleric Record, I'm so sorry. That was the worst. I can only imagine how bad you feel.
I'm so glad I have a bottle of whiskey downstairs right now, because I am just like, oh wow. Yeah, I was just getting ready to put in the chat. Leo's going to be spending, I think, the rest of her life trying to prove herself worthy, that she can do good somewhere, because she's got two men that she needs to honor, and she's just wow. So yeah, this was intense. I haven't had a shot like an arc like this in a while that's been this kind of emotionally intense for me, and it was really great. It was good. I was invested in this, heavily invested in this, and I honestly I didn't even realize how much until we were getting down to this. But yeah, it was, these characters this is gonna stick with me for a while. I think it's I'm at Cleric of Cord, and I play role-playing games on the internet.
And you do amazing. You really do.
Oh,
so
thank you. Thank you. That means a lot.
I was going to say, it can't be easy switching from the prior game to here with the complete 180.
Yeah.
I just go bang my head against a wall a couple of times and it's fine.
Yeah.
Get him out of my
That's
brain. Yeah. So Mondays I'm here playing 40K, which is always a nice, bright, cheery time. And then Thursdays is, yeah. And then check the pinned tweet on my page. I've got games going on Tuesday nights and Sunday nights on other channels that are a lot of fun. And come out and give us a watch sometime. But thank you, Will, for this chance, the opportunity to do this, because this is wow. This is wow. And thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to fail so spectacularly on the internet.
Yeah, anytime.
But yeah,
It's
anytime.
nice not to be me. It was oh man, yeah.
I
No,
do
well,
wanna
thank you
see-
guys.
I do want to see Lee and Fee continue on. I want to see the rest of the story. So, well, you got to think about that
Absolutely.
for the next season.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was a lot of fun. I can't remember a time where the dice rolls have been quite that intense. It just really really worked out that way today. I was like, oh, we'll set up some low DC skill checks. It'll be fine. They'll get out of it. It'll be whatever. No, man, praise to the dice gods for their help. But yeah, fantastic. Check out Low Fantasy Gaming. It's a great system. Definitely go and check those guys out. They've been sponsoring the show, so we have a big thanks to them for supporting Encounter Roleplay and keeping all these shows going. Goodness, tomorrow is Acton Cthulhu at 5 p.m. Eastern, followed by my own show is Zweihander Black Hearts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Can't wait to see you guys then, where I take the DMC again, and man, I get to they got some pretty bad dice roll look over there as well, so maybe it's me, man, having a bad penny, but hey, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Until next time, try not to roll too many net ones. We want to be the laughing when you do. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Get some crossbow lessons. Oh boy.